Bedfordshire, a ceremonial county in the east of England, may appear calm and welcoming, but it hides a chilling collection of haunted places. From old manor houses and ancient churches to eerie woodlands and abandoned wartime sites, the county is filled with strange shadows, ghostly figures, and unexplained encounters. These haunted locations reveal a darker side of Bedfordshire, where history, mystery, and the supernatural come together. Now we will visit the most haunted places in Bedfordshire. Number 1. Woburn Abbey in Woburn. Woburn Abbey in Woburn is often called the most haunted place in Bedfordshire. The grand building, once home to the Dukes of Bedford, is beautiful on the outside, but filled with chilling energy inside. Many visitors and staff believe the past has never fully left the Abbey, and its long history echoes through dark corridors, silent rooms, and shadowy halls. The most famous ghost seen here is the Grey Lady, believed to be the restless spirit of a noblewoman who suffered great sorrow. Visitors have seen her gliding through the long gallery, her pale face glowing faintly in the dim light. Some people feel a sudden coldness before she appears, and others hear a soft, mournful sigh as she fades away. Another terrifying presence is the spirit of a monk from the Abbey's early days. He is often seen walking quietly through the cloisters, his robe brushing the stone floor even though no one is there. People who encounter him describe a heavy feeling of sadness, as though he carries a burden he can never release. In the servants' quarters, staff have reported objects moving on their own and footsteps echoing through empty rooms. A whispering voice is sometimes heard behind workers as they clean, but when they turn around, the hallway is completely empty. The old library is known for sudden cold blasts and the sound of pages turning when no books are being touched. Some visitors feel watched as they walk through, as though unseen eyes follow their every step. Deep within the underground passages, a darker spirit is said to linger. People have seen a tall, shadowy figure standing silently at the end of the corridor. Some describe feeling frozen with fear, unable to move until the figure slowly disappears into the darkness. Number 2. Ampthill Park in Ampthill. Ampthill Park in Ampthill looks peaceful with its wide green fields and tall ancient trees. But beneath its calm surface lies a place filled with ghosts, echoes of history, and chilling encounters. The park was once connected to royal life, especially during the time of Catherine of Aragon, and many believe her suffering left a permanent mark on the land. Visitors often speak of seeing a sorrowful female figure dressed in Tudor clothing wandering near the ruins of the old royal lodge. Her head is usually bowed, and her hands are clasped tightly as if she is praying. People who walk too close sometimes hear a soft cry in the air or feel a sudden cold breeze, even on warm summer evenings. Deep in the wooded areas, a hooded monk is said to appear without warning. He moves silently between the trees, his dark robe blending with the shadows. Those who have seen him say he leaves behind a heavy feeling of dread, as if he guards the ground from anyone who dares to enter. Near the park's famous ridge, a glowing figure on horseback has been spotted racing across the landscape. The rider makes no sound, and the horses' hooves leave no prints. Witnesses say the figure suddenly disappears in mid-gallop, leaving only the rustle of wind behind. In the quieter corners of the park, children have reported hearing laughter echoing through the air, even when no families are around. Some adults claim to have seen small shapes darting between bushes, like ghostly children still playing long after their time. There are also chilling accounts of a tall shadow that follows visitors during dusk. It stretches unnaturally long and moves in ways that do not match the person's steps. Many say the shadow disappears only when the person leaves the park borders, as if the land itself refuses to let them go easily. Number 3. Houghton House in Ampthill. Houghton House in Ampthill stands in ruins today, but its broken walls and empty windows hold more than history. The abandoned mansion feels alive with a cold, eerie presence, as if the people who lived and suffered there still roam its silent corridors. Visitors often say the ruins feel watched, even though no living person is in sight. A pale woman in a long white gown is often seen standing at the top of the broken staircase. She appears just before sunset, staring out across the fields with a look of deep sadness. Those who have crossed her path say she vanishes suddenly, leaving behind a sharp chill that makes the air feel heavy and still. Among the ruined rooms, a faint sound of carriage wheels has been heard rolling across stone. The noise echoes through the empty structure, even though there has been no carriage there for centuries. Some witnesses, frozen in fear, claim to have seen a ghostly coach passing through the entrance, its horses silent, and its driver hidden in darkness. Inside the lower chambers, shadowy figures have been seen moving between the crumbling walls. These shapes drift quietly, as if searching for something lost long ago. People who approach these shadows feel an overwhelming sense of dread, as if the spirits resent being disturbed. On windy evenings, loud footsteps echo across the upper floors, even though the rooms are open to the sky. The steps are slow, deliberate, and filled with anger. Many believe these are the footsteps of a former owner who refuses to leave the house, even in death. Visitors exploring the grounds at night sometimes report a whisper calling their name. The voice is soft, but unmistakable, drifting from the darkest corners of the ruins. When they follow it, they find nothing but cold air and the unsettling feeling that someone unseen is still standing very close. Number 4. Embankment Hotel in Bedford. The Embankment Hotel in Bedford looks warm and welcoming from the outside, but many guests quickly learn that the building holds a darker side. With its long history, old rooms, and creaking floors, the hotel has become known as a place where the past refuses to rest. Staff and visitors often describe strange movements, sudden cold spots, and the feeling of being watched by something unseen. In the upper hallway, a woman dressed in old-fashioned clothing is frequently spotted walking slowly toward the river-facing windows. Her face appears sad and she never speaks. Guests who have met her say she disappears before their eyes, leaving behind a freezing blast of air that creeps across the floorboards. Inside one of the older bedrooms, footsteps are often heard circling the bed late at night. Some guests report waking up to see a dark figure standing silently at the foot of the mattress. The figure never touches anyone, but its presence causes a heavy, suffocating fear that lingers long after it fades away. Near the staircase, a cheerful whistle can sometimes be heard drifting through the hallway. Yet when staff search the area, no one is ever there. The sound stops suddenly, followed by the sharp snap of a door slamming, even when all the doors are locked open. In the dining room, chairs have been known to slide across the floor on their own. Several visitors have witnessed glasses tipping over without being touched. Some believe the mischievous spirit belongs to a former worker who loved the hotel and refuses to leave. Late at night, a shadow figure is often seen moving along the corridor walls. It stretches unnaturally long, bending and twisting in ways no human body can. Those who have seen it say it follows them for a few steps before melting into the darkness, leaving behind an uneasy silence that makes the entire hotel feel alive. Number 5. Rest Park in Silsoe. Rest Park in Silsoe is known for its grand mansion, wide gardens, and peaceful lakes. Yet beneath this beauty lies a place filled with strange shadows, restless spirits, and unexplainable chills. The estate is centuries old, and many believe its long history left behind more than memories. Visitors often say the air feels heavy at dusk, as if the past still walks beside them. A misty figure of a Victorian woman is often seen drifting through the orangery. She moves slowly, almost floating, with her long dress trailing behind her. People who encounter her feel a deep sadness sweep through the room, and some hear faint weeping as she vanishes into thin air. Inside the mansion, the sound of boots striking the floor echoes through empty hallways. Staff believe these belong to a former soldier who once stayed at the estate when it served as a wartime hospital. Those who hear him say the footsteps stop suddenly, followed by an icy gust that feels like a warning. Near the French-style gardens, gardeners have reported seeing a shadowy figure crouched beside the hedges. It moves quickly, almost animal-like, disappearing whenever someone approaches. Many describe an uneasy feeling, as though the creature watches from behind the leaves. In the library, books fall from shelves without explanation. Some visitors feel an unseen hand brushing their shoulder. A few claim they heard someone whispering directly into their ear, even though the room was empty. As night falls over the lake, a ghostly lantern light has been seen gliding across the water. The glow moves slowly, as if carried by someone searching for something lost long ago. Witnesses say the light suddenly sinks beneath the surface, leaving only ripples behind, as though the spirit walked straight into the depths. Number 6. Flitwick Manor in Flitwick. Flitwick Manor in Flitwick looks like a peaceful historic home, but its walls hold whispers of the past and restless spirits. The manor, with its old stone halls and hidden corners, has long been linked to strange happenings. Visitors and staff often report feelings of being watched, sudden chills, and unexplained noises that make the air heavy and tense. A ghostly maid appears in the main corridor, carrying an invisible tray. She moves quickly, almost gliding over the floor, and vanishes whenever anyone approaches. Those who see her describe a feeling of sorrow and hurried energy, as if she is still trying to finish chores left unfinished in life. In the old dining room, a tall man dressed in Victorian clothing is often seen standing by the fireplace. Guests say his face is pale and expressionless, and sometimes he seems to be staring directly at them. When they turn to follow him, he disappears, leaving only the lingering smell of pipe smoke. A soft melody is sometimes heard in the music room, with piano notes playing themselves. People who investigate see nothing, yet the keys continue to move as if pressed by invisible hands. The tune is haunting, filled with sadness, and many say it echoes through the manor long after they leave. Near the grand staircase, footsteps echo on empty stairs, rising and falling as if someone is pacing nervously. Staff have felt a cold hand brush their shoulder while no one is behind them, leaving them frozen with fear. In the gardens, a shadowy figure is often spotted among the trees at dusk. It moves silently and quickly, disappearing into the foliage. Witnesses describe a heavy feeling of dread, as though the spirit is guarding the manor from intruders or reliving past tragedies. Number 7. Leighton Buzzard Railway Station. Leighton Buzzard Railway Station may seem like a busy, ordinary station during the day, but at night it becomes a place of eerie silence and strange occurrences. Passengers and staff often report chilling experiences, making it one of the most haunted locations in Bedfordshire. The long platforms, old signal boxes, and abandoned sidings hold shadows of the past that refuse to rest. A figure dressed in a railway uniform is sometimes seen walking along the edge of the platform. The uniform looks old-fashioned, and the man appears to be checking invisible trains. Witnesses describe a sudden cold wind and a feeling of being followed, yet when they turn, no one is there. In the ticket office, whispers are often heard when the building is empty. Staff say the voices call out names or mutter warnings. Sometimes the sounds of stamping tickets and clattering coins echo in the room, even though no human presence is around. Passengers have reported seeing a child standing near the tracks, waving at trains that never stop. When approached, the child vanishes instantly. Many believe the spirit is of a young child who died in a tragic accident long ago, forever waiting by the rails. The old signal box has been the site of strange lights moving across windows. People claim to see a shadowy figure appearing at the controls, pulling invisible levers. Those who witness it feel a sense of intense dread, as if the figure is warning them to leave immediately. In the abandoned sidings, trains seem to move by themselves. Ghostly whistles echo through the night, and phantom carriages appear on tracks that have not been used for decades. Those nearby often hear doors creaking open and closing, as if spectral passengers are boarding and leaving, trapped in a never-ending journey. Number 8. Clophill Old Church stands in ruins on a lonely hill, and it is one of Bedfordshire's most haunted places. The crumbling stone walls and overgrown graveyard create a chilling atmosphere where darkness seems alive. Many visitors have felt a strange presence, as though the spirits of the past are watching and waiting. Visitors often report seeing hooded figures moving silently between the gravestones. These shadows appear at twilight, disappearing when approached. Some claim to hear soft chanting or whispers in an unknown language, sending shivers down the spine. The ground near the altar is said to be cursed, with glowing orbs seen floating just above the soil. Witnesses feel a heavy pressure in the air, and footsteps echo even when no one is nearby. Many believe the orbs are spirits tied to ancient rituals performed in the church centuries ago. A dark figure with glowing eyes has been spotted standing near the old pulpit. It remains perfectly still, staring at anyone who enters the ruins. People who approach it report feeling dizzy and nauseous, as if the presence is trying to push them away. Some have heard the agonized screams of a woman echoing through the empty churchyard at night. Locals say she was a victim of witch trials or dark ceremonies, forever trapped in anguish. Those who hear her screams often feel a sudden chill, and an invisible hand brushing past them. The old bell tower is home to strange sounds of ringing, even though the bell is broken. Footsteps climb the spiral staircase, and shadows move along the walls. Visitors often feel watched from above, as if a dark spirit observes every movement, ready to strike fear into anyone who dares to enter. Number 9. Bromham Mill in Bromham. Bromham Mill in Bromham is an old, silent building that stands beside the river, its creaking beams and broken windows hiding dark secrets. Though the mill has long been abandoned, many locals and visitors claim it is filled with restless spirits. Strange noises, sudden chills, and eerie shadows make it one of the most haunted places in Bedfordshire. Visitors often see a tall, thin figure moving near the water wheel. The figure wears old, tattered clothing, and its face is pale and hollow. People who come too close feel a cold grip on their shoulders, as if the spirit is warning them to leave. Inside the mill, strange grinding noises are sometimes heard, even though the machinery is broken. Some have reported hearing whispers in the shadows, echoing off the stone walls, with words that cannot be understood but carry a sense of anger. A ghostly woman dressed in a flowing gown has been spotted gliding across the main floor. She carries a small bundle in her arms, rocking it as if it were a baby. Witnesses say she disappears suddenly, leaving a faint scent of lavender and decay behind. In the old storage rooms, footsteps echo along the rafters, rising and falling as if someone is pacing nervously. People who investigate often see dark shapes darting in and out of corners, moving too fast to identify. The river near the mill has its own ghostly activity. At night, strange lights float above the water, and some have reported a phantom boat drifting silently, carrying unseen passengers. The air becomes icy, and the sound of splashing oars is heard even though the river is calm. Number 10. Thurleigh Airfield. Thurleigh Airfield, once a busy RAF base during wartime, is now mostly abandoned, yet it remains alive with ghostly activity. Long, empty hangars, silent runways, and darkened control towers hide spirits who refuse to leave. Visitors report hearing unexplained noises, seeing shadowy figures, and feeling an eerie presence that chills the air. Along the deserted runways, phantom soldiers have been seen marching in perfect formation. They appear at dawn and dusk, moving silently, their boots echoing on the cracked tarmac. Witnesses say the figures vanish suddenly when approached, leaving only an unsettling silence behind. In the control tower, lights flicker without reason, and equipment seems to turn on by itself. Some people claim to hear urgent commands being shouted, though no one is present. The voices echo through the empty rooms, creating a feeling of panic and unease. The hangars are home to ghostly figures dressed in old RAF uniforms. People report seeing them repairing planes that no longer exist, their movements precise and mechanical. Cold gusts often sweep across the hangar floors, and invisible hands seem to brush past visitors' arms. Near the airfield's old barracks, strange shadows have been seen moving along the walls. Doors open and close on their own, and footsteps echo through empty corridors. Visitors describe a heavy pressure in the air, as if the spirits are angry or restless. By the perimeter fences, a phantom aircraft has been spotted taking off in the dead of night. Its engines roar without sound, and lights flash across the sky. Those who witness it feel a mix of awe and terror, as though trapped in a moment from the past that refuses to end. Number 11. Southill Park in Southill. Southill Park in Southill is a grand estate surrounded by thick woods and open fields, but beneath its serene beauty lies a dark, haunted history. The mansion, gardens, and surrounding parkland are filled with ghostly activity, making it one of the most haunted places in Bedfordshire. Visitors often report cold spots, strange sounds, and the sensation of being watched. A headless horseman is frequently spotted riding through the park at night. The figure gallops silently across the fields, his cloak billowing and hooves making no sound. Witnesses say he disappears into the trees without a trace, leaving a chilling silence in his wake. In the main house, a lady in black roams the corridors, her face pale and eyes hollow. She is often seen gliding through the drawing room or standing near windows, staring into the distance. Guests report a feeling of sorrow and unease when she appears, as if she is mourning something long lost. The old kitchens are home to strange noises and moving objects. Pots rattle, utensils fall, and faint laughter echoes through the empty room. Some believe the spirit of a former cook lingers, restless and resentful of anyone disturbing her domain. Visitors exploring the garden terraces at dusk sometimes see shadowy figures moving among the hedges. These dark shapes seem to follow silently, disappearing whenever approached, leaving behind a cold, heavy air. By the lake, lights float across the water at night, glowing eerily in the mist. Some claim to see ghostly boats drifting without rowers, accompanied by whispers and soft splashing. The sight leaves a lasting feeling of unease, as though the spirits of the past are trapped in an eternal watch over the estate. Number 12, Golden Pheasant in Biggleswade. The Golden Pheasant in Biggleswade is an old pub filled with character, but many believe it is haunted by restless spirits. The dark wooden beams, narrow corridors, and creaking floors create an atmosphere where the past never truly left. Visitors and staff often report sudden chills, strange noises, and ghostly figures that make the pub one of Bedfordshire's most haunted places. A shadowy man in a long coat is often seen lingering near the bar. He never speaks, but his presence is heavy and chilling. Those who approach sometimes feel their breath catch, and the figure fades into the darkness as if dissolving into the old timber. Behind the fireplaces, whispers can be heard late at night. Staff say the voices sometimes call out names or repeat the same words over and over. Some guests feel a cold hand brush their shoulder, leaving them frozen in fear. A ghostly woman wearing a tattered dress is spotted moving through the dining area. She glides silently between tables, and her face is pale with sorrow. Patrons report seeing her vanish suddenly, leaving only the faint smell of old perfume lingering in the air. In the cellar, footsteps echo along the stone floors even when empty. Bottles rattle and doors slam without reason. Many believe the spirit of a former bartender or worker still roams the underground rooms, keeping watch over the pub long after death. Occasionally, a spectral dog has been seen roaming the pub's courtyard. Its eyes glow in the dark, and it disappears suddenly into the shadows. Witnesses say the animal seems protective yet menacing, as if guarding secrets of the pub from anyone who tries to uncover them. Number 13, Cineworld in Bedford. Cineworld in Bedford is a place of entertainment by day, but at night it hides a darker side. Staff and visitors have reported strange noises, cold drafts, and ghostly sightings in empty corridors, making it one of the most haunted locations in Bedfordshire. The modern building seems ordinary, yet unexplained events suggest restless spirits linger among the screens and seats. In one screening room, chairs sometimes rock on their own while the lights are off. Visitors sitting quietly have felt a sudden cold hand brush their shoulders, leaving them frozen with fear. Some say the sensation comes from a spirit who remains trapped, endlessly watching the audience. Staff working late have reported hearing whispers echoing through the corridors. The voices call out names or murmur indistinct warnings, yet no one is there. Footsteps are often heard on stairs and behind closed doors, moving toward staff members before vanishing suddenly. In the concession area, objects such as popcorn tubs and soda cups have been seen moving by themselves. Some guests claim to have felt a presence standing close behind them, though when they turn around, the space is empty. The air often feels heavy and oppressive during these occurrences. A dark shadow has been spotted moving across the projection room. It shifts and stretches unnaturally, making it appear both human and monstrous. Witnesses describe a sudden drop in temperature and a feeling of being watched from above. Near the exit doors, a figure resembling a former staff member has appeared to clean the area, disappearing when approached. People say the figure silently repeats daily tasks it once performed in life, trapped in a ghostly loop that never ends. Number 14, Knife and Cleaver Hotel in Houghton Conquest. The Knife and Cleaver Hotel in Houghton Conquest looks warm and welcoming from the outside, but many guests and staff believe it hides a chilling past. The old building, with its creaking floors and dim hallways, has gained a reputation for unexplained sounds, shadowy figures, and eerie encounters that make it one of the most haunted places in Bedfordshire. Late at night, a ghostly man wearing old farm clothing is often seen standing near the entrance. His face appears bruised and tired, as if he suffered a tragic end. People who pass by him feel a freezing wave of dread, and the figure vanishes the moment they speak or move toward him. Guests staying in the upper rooms have reported hearing quiet sobbing in the hallways. The sound grows louder the closer they get to the stairs, yet no source is ever found. Some feel a soft tug on their clothes, as if a desperate hand is trying to get their attention. In the dining area, chairs scrape across the floor by themselves, and cutlery is sometimes found arranged in strange patterns. The atmosphere becomes tense, and staff often sense an unseen presence watching them work, especially after closing time. A pale woman dressed in an old-fashioned nightgown is sometimes spotted standing at the foot of guests' beds. She does not speak or move, but stares with hollow, empty eyes. Many wake up feeling paralyzed, unable to call out for help until she fades away into the shadows. The courtyard is known for sudden cold gusts and flickering lights. Some have seen a dark figure pacing restlessly, leaving a trail of mist behind. Footsteps echo on the pavement even when the area is empty, as though the spirit is trapped in an endless loop of fear and anger.